and our final PFI Speed Fest is coming up this weekend, and I really just haven't compiled everything and made a good video since I think the first race when Mario and I went out and everyone was there. So the CRX has outperformed. It's been amazing. It's done phenomenally. All the changes and everything we've done over the winter has really paid off and been working really good, and everything's been kind of coming together. The stars have been aligning. We're driving towards the light, you know what I'm saying? It's been amazing. So this weekend there's 5 spots left currently as we're speaking for World Cup Finals, limited street second round. We need to go a 5:29 at 8th mile or an 8:09 in the quarter. Out of Kearney, the track isn't really as good, so I'm gonna lower the tires a little bit more. The 8.3s so far have been left 14 in the rear and 8 in the front, so we're gonna try 13.5, see how it goes. I'm out there at Kearney. We're gonna make a little more boost. I put a smaller wicker on the back, so hopefully we get a little bit of mile an hour, as well as we're gonna make more boost. So Kearney's got better air. We're gonna be able to breathe a little bit better. It's gonna be a good time out there at Kearney, and I'm really excited. So this is gonna be sick. CRX is a freaking beast, dude. It is done so amazing this year. I've got it all oil, fuel, primed and ready to rock. Jamie went over the injectors, and we kind of just checked over everything, threw some bearings in it, topped off the trans, did our due diligences, and she should be ready to go this weekend. So I'm freaking pumped. Stay tuned. It's gonna be huge, and see if we can do this.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! No way! Hey! Who was that? What's that? Right there. Hey, you doing right. Woo!
All right, so we dropped the pan. That last pass, we had a 5-volt sensor issue. I'm thinking it was my TPS, so powering the car on, looking over the sensors and everything. The TPS, if I give it gas, it doesn't read at all. It doesn't do anything, and the wires weren't looking the best. So I went ahead and repinned those wires, cleaned that up, and then I need to get a new TPS on there and see if that comes back. We'll have to get a recal and stuff, but dropping the pan off, and there was, you know, there was a lot of oil in the pan after that pass. We lost the radiator cap, probably blew the gasket. The car strained 11 times in 4th gear. We still went 877, and it was a wild pass. But first thing I noticed, the drain plug was about to come off. The oil cap was loose at the end of the pass. I thought that's where all the oil was, but maybe all the oil was just slowly seeping out of the drain plug here, as well as, I don't know if I pushed my gasket or my oil pan gasket, I'm meaning. Doesn't really look like it's higher. Maybe a little bit. I'll check the valve cover out and stuff. But we're in. We qualified. We got a ticket for World Cup. So now we got to go through everything. We got to dot our I's, cross our T's, do the general maintenance, and we're gonna get this bullet refreshed and loaded and ready for battle, and then we're gonna load up a spare, as well as pull Mario's and just have Mario's as a spare as well. The Mario's is a steel rod engine, but it's a tank of an engine. He's got the inline pro rods, he's got all the best stuff, inline pro head studs. Got a little bit of a gap right there on the transmission, but I know, and the mid plate looks like that bolt pulled out of the thread, so I'll probably have to time cert or helicoil the bell housing, because I pulled that bolt there. It's definitely not supposed to have a gap or be loose. I mean, it did buck really aggressively. We're gonna pull the trans and get it to Morgan. I know it needs a ring gear, and we're definitely gonna get that in it before we leave. So I need to check these bolts though to see if they held. Seeming like they're finger tight right now, which is good for 3 passes. 3 passes before they would have been loose. But yeah, so we got the S1 built carrier bearings in here now. So they go below because they're slightly taller than my old ones. I even want to add some washers to this one here so I can get a little bit more gap on my drive shaft. I need to do a couple things and get this thing ready for World Cup. So we're gonna do a rear catch pan to protect any diff fluid. We're gonna button up and clean up the front catch pan, make it better. And then I'm really excited. This is the dream. This is what I've been trying to do. So got a couple bolts that fell out. We'll go over some things and fix some holes while the trans is out. So we have a T4 housing for my old turbo. So we're gonna go ahead and just change the manifold. You see we've got the apex in there now. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do the cross bolt flange on here. We're gonna do T4 flange there. And this sucker should be just ready to rock. And I will be able to go back and forth to my old setup and put Mario's turbo back when we're done. So I'm super excited. This is huge. This is it. We're going to World Cup. All right, Steven's working on manifold stuff. I'm working on the catch pan here. So we got the ultimate sealing catch pan. Ultimate sealing catch pan now. Super nice and tight on the front. Super nice and sealed up back here. And then I got the rear diff catch pan that I need to get mounted next. I got my rear brake lines tied up and mounted, so they're a little more away from the wheel. And then fixed my kill switch. You see the fuel tech and stuff's hanging down. I have the fuel pump relay kit here. The ground side of it was running to the switch also, and it was actually backfeeding ground to the switch or something. So then the kill switch was always staying on, and so I took that off, and it's just the kill switch. It still has that light on it, the kill switch, and that's it. And now the car functions like normal, kills when you hit the back switch, and when you hit the dash. So both of them are functioning now, both switches, because I have the ignition switch on the dash there also. So we got that pan, and then Steven's working on fabbing up the turbo stuff. So I'm pretty excited about all that. It looks way better than it ever has down here. We're gonna give it a big cleaning and a fresh coat. So she will be hot out there, World Cup. I'm excited for all this prep. This is huge. All right, so Steven's starting to weld up the manifold. We got that taken care of. Catch pan, super sealed, looking really good. Yeah, so we got the flange on the way for cross bolts in the rear. I'm checking out. I got the brake lines all mounted up. The rear catch pan somewhat mounted. I got a drive shaft loop on ordered from DP. It's got flats on each side to go right in here and just be welded on the sides like this upper bar is right here. Similar. So the drive shaft loop, it's gonna be about right here. Here, let me pop it back. It's gonna be about right here, and then I'm just gonna do a tab right off the bottom of it to hold this guy so it's not doing that while I'm ripping, you know. So one tab here, holding it tight, keeping this corner up from sagging, and then it should be all good. We're gonna take the alternator, the rear fuel pump off. We have added a little bit of weight in aluminum, but we're gonna also put fresh, so these are gonna be spares. We're gonna put fresh slicks on the VMSs from the Freedom Civic, and we're gonna put those on here. They're a little bit lighter, so all that stuff should get me right around to like 2610, 2600, which is kind of right on the dot, right where we need to be. I'm about 2650, 2660 right now. I need to get it all put together and on the ground so I can confirm, but if I remember right, that's where it is. So we've been just cranking away, cooking good looking. Yeah, we got fresh bearings in the motor, but we got a lot of stuff going on still there. So those rods are going to be coming out of this one. Fresh head studs, fresh crank, fresh Inline Pro Extreme Duty head studs, tensioner stuff, and 6 rods and a set of pistons on the way. I have 2 fresh good rods from the old set that came apart in 2023. This is the nicer of the two. So this one, and then 3 of the other ones will go in the spare motor. 4 of the new ones, wait, what am I saying? 4 of the new ones will go in the new motor. Those 4 will come out. One of them is chewed up on the bearing tang right there, the dowel. So this one will replace that one, and then that one plus the other, plus that one and the other 2 would be a full set. So we'll have a spare full set of rods. We'll have spare full engine, and then a new set of rods in the engine, fresh head gaskets and everything. I need to drill these bearings, fresh bearings and everything. So stacking them all up. Pulled Mario's as a fresh spare as well. So I just ground this block down and prepped it for the H2B axle. I need to grind Mario's and do his next, but I might not, because he does have a gasket in there, and I may just leave it as hopefully I don't have to do it, and I'll grind it at the track if I have to, because I can do it with everything together. I just need to put the pan on, seal it, and then as long as everything's sealed and together, it's chop it. So I don't know, we'll see. That will probably be the last thing we do, because this is going to be our main spare, and Mario's, we don't want to use Mario's. But so we're knocking this thing out. We're knocking that out. Killing this manifold. We got the girdle here. I've got the old one. Just trying to notch and get this one matching. So I did poke a hole there, but we'll probably take these centers out. And then I've got these plates that you see how those are fresh plates. We'll go in and we'll weld up over these centers and kind of weld under the sides. This will get hot and kind of fold down and kind of create that nice edge there. And yeah. Yeah, our mock-up bolts aren't the fanciest, but we're getting this thing all welded together. Kick butt, Donno. I'm pretty pumped. So Steven's taking care of that, getting us the sauce, and yeah, we'll get her all dialed in and ready to go. We got a couple spare things, a diff from the Freedom Civic. We got fire suppression going in here from the Bully. So I'm working on, I need to get a compression fitting and nozzle kit, because I got the bottle and I got the pull handle, but the nozzle kit was already jacked from the Bully, so I didn't take that. I left his one hard line he had left, and we'll build our own. So then it's just a bottle that needs to move. All right, we're kicking butt, getting all this stuff knocked out, looking at different stuff for the rear, trying to make it all work even better. All right, so now we're working on gates. We got this one on top just for mock-up. We still gotta, you know, there's no springs, no bolts, it's just mock-up. So something's bolted to the flange. So this one will be up top somewhere, maybe like this, maybe straight up. It fits straight up. It's all just how Steven wants it. So that one down there, and that guy down there, this one down here. See if we can get this guy out of our way a little bit. This one down here would probably be more, let's see what we're doing here. More up here, not sure exactly where, but somewhere more closer to the runner. Like, still got that other tube on it, so it makes it a little more difficult, but we can loosen that and spin it around. And yeah, so working on gates. We got our back pressure gonna go right in there. It's gonna be good. Lily Kitty, the best. Love it. All right, so Steven got the manifold connected to the turbo. We just gotta figure out wastegates. Got a lot of progress made on the CRX coming up for World Cup. Still a lot to do, but we have been kicking somebody. Super thankful for my guy Steven and Mario for sponsoring the Apex and hooking me up. Steven for killing it on the fat work as always. Freaking make Preston do this manifold overnight. We'll see. We got the gates here. We got one gate on there, back pressure welded up. Manifold is pretty much done. We got to do the bottom gate and start doing dump tubes, but we're waiting on the flanges. So kick butt, it's coming along good. All right, the prep is in full effect. So we got a spare triple disc clutch here. The clutch pack itself is from Mario's car. Spare flywheel from Clutch Masters. The motor's all apart. That last blast, we did blow the gasket pretty bad, but it strained 11 times in fourth gear because of the 5-volt error. And so just going through everything, making sure this thing's fresh. I got a fresh set of rods gonna go in here, so it'll be fresh main bearings, fresh rod bearings, fresh set of rods. And then I've got a spare block at the machine shop right now that I ground the back and stuff. I still need to notch, but we got the girl for the other one all set up, and that's there as well, getting cleaned off. The trans is ready to go to Morgan's. I got to get the ring gear swapped out, and then we locked in Ricky's trans as a spare. So just making sure everything is set to jet for World Cup, as we're going to be in front of thousands of people, and we got to make sure we're there to party. So just going through everything, checking over it. Super pumped. Looking at all the stuffs. adjusting the brake lines, mounting them so that they don't hit the wheels because they were closed. Just kind of going through everything. I changed these bolts out and double nutted them because they were not happy, and that's where the load goes. So drive shaft loop off here. Steven got that welded up. We're working on fire suppression in the car. So if you look there, that's the handle. I gotta do one more nozzle and then connect it to the bottle. And Steven's got everything done on the turbo kit except for the wastegate dump tubes. So we just gotta do dump tubes once it's all done. And back in the car, spare diff, Mario's spare bottom end, a couple of head gaskets. We're trying to get some spare slicks and just get everything ready to go. Whew. All right, so just pulled all the pistons and rods out. I just ran through on the bearings, so all the bearings are good. What we're gonna do though is we got 6 new rods on the way. You can see that there. That has half of a lock. That thing got cooked, so we're gonna change out this set of rods. The rest of these are all good. They're all intact. So these 3 with 1 new rod out of the 6. Focus up. These 3 with 1 new rod out of the 6 are gonna make a full set. This one, we're gonna bring it over here and we're gonna put it with these 2 and 1 other one from the set. That'll leave us with 4 good ones, brand new, to put in here. So we'll have 4 fresh rods for World Cup, and then the spare we'll have 1 fresh rod, and then the 3 new ones from earlier last year. Fresh set of main bearings in the motor there. You see I had to flatten the one to get the center bearing out, but otherwise, I mean, they've been in there for 2 years. I haven't changed the mains. I've only been changing rods. So the mains, first time I'm changing them since the motor was assembled. And then I'm gonna be doing, you see there, focus up, mains and rods on Mario's. And I have on my little desk over there, a fresh set of mains and rods for the spare engine that's at the machine shop. So wait for a fresh set of the 87mm Trom Outlaw pistons for this one. And then once we'll get those, put those rods on those pistons, put all that stuff in the spare. I got to get a board, so I need to get those to the machine shop to get a board. They already have the block sleeved, ready to go. And I do still need to notch the other block. I notched the girdle, but I spaced the block. I didn't get the blocks notched, so I need to knock that out. And yeah, get it all together. So Jamie's going to pick me up the 6 rods right now. We'll get those 4 going in this sucker. Get this motor all back together and ready to rock with a fresh set of Inline Pro head studs. Extreme duties here. So super excited for those. We're gonna get this thing all done up. I need to go ahead and clean out the headset holes now. I'm just kind of air blow them and make sure there's no fluids in there. Run a tap in there, make sure they're nice and clean. Yep. So next step, just kind of going through everything. Pretty excited. This thing is looking good. Except for the girdle. Girdle's ugly, but the new girdle, so much nicer. Steam kicked ass. Alright, so we got fresh new upper control arms in the CRX, fresh ball joints, and now they have this rear thing tying them together too, which I like a lot. The engine all stacked up there, ready to go. We have a second adapter plate, you see, looking extra thick there. There's 2 adapter plates there. The second one I modified actually better than the original one, because the second version's always better. So you see, I originally cut all this out and it's caused it to break and had to re-weld a couple times here. So now it's just that little bit there, it clears the T-case, and everything's ready to rock. And then the starter there, I did a little bit of a bigger slot, but I'm still learning. I should have gone even a little bit further down, because it clears, but barely. It's kind of slightly rubs right here, and it's just the outside of the starter, so it's not a big deal, but it's good to know. We are making great progress. The manifold stuff's all done and ready to rock. We just need to get the dump tubes done once it's all back in the car. All right, so the motor's all refreshed. I need to get a valve cover gasket and seal it up, and then probably fresh spark plugs. I haven't put spark plugs in it all season, so pull these out. Fresh set of spark plugs in there, and we're just rocking and rolling. I got a new coupler on down there. I'm working on getting that tightened down and clamped down right now, just because where's she at? The old one, there's some rips. It was a little short. Wasn't worth it to run that coupler. So we got some new ones going on there, getting that clamped down. Nick is in here getting this thing all cleaned up and shining bright like a diamond. We got the cage fresh coat of blue since we did all those fresh bars, and he's getting in there cleaning everything off now since he just did that. We got the trunk up so we can clean out the trunk. A couple little things we want to go over. We've been working on sprucing up down here, making it all black where I did the aluminum sheet metal, and then we got the rear pan there and stuff, and yeah, just dotting our T's, crossing our I's. We got a couple stickers going on. It's looking good. I'm loving it. I need to put a GP one back on this side. I'm realizing it went somewhere. Kicking butt. Nick's killing it. I was hoping there was going to be a cloud of steam when I came in here, Nick. There wasn't. It's all right. I'll come back for this. Got the steamer in here, getting her nice and dialed in. Got the fire suppression all locked in. It is fully plumbed and sealed up right now, but I'm actually going to chop it right around, I think right there in the middle. I'm gonna chop it there. And then I got this guy. I'm gonna add one more nozzle right inside the car. Right there, because there's an air gap there, so that'll be the point of entry for anything. So we got one more nozzle. I'm gonna take care of that, and fire suppression should be taken care of. I need to just make sure the handle and everything's all tight, but that's all in there and good to go. I got this nozzle over here. This one should cover all of the fuel system as well as anything that comes out onto the hot parts. So that's good, because we're going to drive into it. It's a full 360 nozzle, so it shoots down to the sides and up. So anything up, cover the fuel pump, fuel lines, anything over, cover the block, and then the rest of it's kind of redundant and just in case. This stuff, we're going to be driving forward, but it's going to shoot forward, hopefully getting the injectors and stuff, and firewall keeping me safe, as well as I got the one on the center of the tunnel there that's going to get that just in case. So we'll get these clamps tightened up, and then we'll try and see if we can hold any pressure or even build any pressure on the boost tester. Killing it. All right, so I got the system to start building pressure, but I need to change out this T, possibly this push shock line. It was pouring air, not pouring, but it was losing quite a bit of air right here. And I could only get it to about 20 pounds with that and whatever other potential leaks I might have. I did have to spin the motor over a little bit. It was just going right through the whole thing, and it may still be going a little bit through it, but it's enough that I'm starting to build pressure. So pressing so clean. It is all ready to rock for World Cup finals. Inside. Look at all that. This looks so much better than it did. Oh my goodness. Kick butt. So So we got little handles on the window latches. We got better tapestry there for the window latch to grab. Fresh blue on the cage, fresh white on the floor. And then we got the fire suppression in there. We got the bottle all plumbed up. Seems everything's welded on in here. Everything's good to go. Parachute's all packed back up. I'm gonna go ahead and clean off the windows and whatnot and stick a few stickers on, and we're getting ready for World Cup, boys. This is freaking awesome. All right, we got this thing all set up, ready to rip. Fresh uppers. I'm gonna set up with what I'm limited to on the plate and the tires, and you know. Sick. But I'd say this last time was definitely the best it's ever been, because that you know, that jam nut always comes loose, and it never did.
On the trailer ride?
Always comes loose. It didn't. I checked it every time, and it was, I don't know how many 8-second passes, how many. I put it on the lift and took it off the lift, the trailers. It didn't come loose this time. That darn thing always comes loose. So I was pretty stoked about that. I was pretty stoked about that. No, you're good. Getting it done, Jared. We've been here before. This is deja vu. It's better every time, though.